It is quite possible that your life seems a bit unreal to you right now, or you may also feel that unreal things are happening to you. You are experiencing unreal things, things that somehow seem a bit strange. And at the same time, you can feel that there is an inner pull driving you towards something where you feel, wow, this can no longer be explained with logic. And right now, the signs are just so clear to interpret. I want to talk about this with you today. It's super exciting. We will only have a very short podcast episode today. I just want to address the topic so that you keep your eyes open. And in the next episode, there will be more information again. Today, we have to keep it a bit brief. My name is Linda Gieser. I have been a spiritual mentor for over 20 years. I am the author of the book Consciousness Next Level and the founder of the Being Potential Method. And now I have my live show coming up, which is why we don't have much time today. You will have missed this if you listen to this podcast and want to be there next time. I have included the link here in the show notes for this podcast. We are currently in an incredibly exciting cycle that is bringing old karmic processes to the surface. Above all the karmic processes that have been hidden so intensely until now. Similarly, one can also see in the world that an incredible number of lies are now surfacing at an astonishing speed. And all of this falls under my concept of tidying up, of the karmic process that wants to dissolve or come to an end now. And it can also be the case that not only the lies on the outside are becoming overwhelming, meaning the uncovering of lies, but that you also feel internally that you are coming closer to truths that you hadn't reached before, or that you suddenly feel compelled to express truths that you have kept silent about, to share things, to bring secrets to light that you may have thought you would take to the grave. Yes, but just as much there are also self-lies in your life where you feel like you are bending over backwards, for some reason, to avoid hurting others, to keep the house of cards from collapsing, or I don't know, because that's how you learned it. It can also happen suddenly that you can no longer endure it within yourself. And this is related to it. At the moment, we have an energy vibration that is unyielding, wild, and very eager for authenticity and truth. And this runs through all areas of life. At the moment, I believe that really all areas of life are under very, very strong scrutiny. In the test, are you able to face the truth and align yourself with it, or would you prefer to keep your eyes closed and continue as before? Of course, everything comes with the corresponding consequences. So, do you choose to evolve, or do you prefer to bury your head in the sand and let everything remain as it is? A small note from my side that keeping everything as it is will in many cases be very, very difficult. Yes, I always recommend taking the path of growth, always taking the path of further development. The incredibly beautiful thing about this current process is that truly old karmic issues can now also come to a conclusion if we have the courage to look at them, if we have the courage to take the necessary initiatives, and if we have the courage to truly face the truth and embody it. This can be the initially more uncomfortable path that we are either affected by, yes, or that we initiate ourselves. The advantage of this process is that it closes a cycle that has been ongoing for almost 20 years. Let's say between 1918 and 19 years. And that it is now coming to an end. For those who feel, oh no, I want everything to stay as it is and I would rather not look at it. Yes, so in the areas where you need to look, everything is fine as long as everything is in order. Of course, if you decide to close your eyes to it, then this cycle can find no end, and then it remains in this karmic loop for a duration of time X. Yes, so you see, these are quite significant processes, and the karmic loop is going deeper and deeper. And when you resolve that, it leads to liberation and redemption. That's one way to put it. Just take a look. So what was happening for you around 1818, a year and a half into 19 years? What was active for you at that time? What also began for you? Yes, so for me, a specific area of focus has just begun, and it is now coming to a conclusion. And that is super, super exciting. And it was quite interesting here that what we'll find a conclusion here, the secret within it, I was not aware of at all. Yes, that is also a very, very exciting story. Personally, I would never have realized that there is a secret hidden during this time period that needs to be resolved or must be resolved. It has been revealed through a third person. And now there are the corresponding brave paths to be taken in order to ultimately conclude this process positively. Yes, positive does not mean fairy tale stop here, but rather positive truly means reaching closure, achieving balance, and also justice. That's another way to put it. Look within yourself. Really pay attention to the signs in the moment. It is as unmistakable as how life speaks to us. Yes, it may be that you suddenly find yourself in a room where there is a sign in the room. That's how it was for me today, where a word is written on it. And suddenly you feel that this is exactly what the topic is about. This topic was also addressed by my counterpart, opening a space to ultimately ensure a fair perspective. That was incredibly exciting. And the interesting thing is we changed this room because of the noise. We were actually sitting in another room and wanted to discuss something important, but then we had to change rooms due to noise and entered a room that is usually not used for such things at all. And there was a large motto displayed in that room. And that was exactly what it took to ultimately give this secret one last chance, so to speak, the final stirrup to come completely to light. It was truly quite astonishingly remarkable in the end. In 2008, who are the people you really encounter? What conversations take place? Which people are leaving your life right now? Who is ignoring you? Who is not reaching out? So pay special attention now to the synchronicities in your daily life. They can tell you so incredibly much about what is important right now. So it can also be beautifully expressed. We are currently being wonderfully guided cosmically. And I can only tell you, don't be afraid of discomfort. So if you really have nothing to blame yourself for, then feel free to take the path of discomfort. Feel free to take the path of revealing things, of laying things bare. One could also say to make it visible, to stand up for your truth, to stand up for your values, for everything that is currently bubbling inside you, wanting to come out in some way, because you are giving your life a completely new direction right now. So in other words, you ultimately decide now in these days, and at most in these weeks, how things will proceed for you. Now you are planting the seeds. What seeds are you planting? What do you want to harvest? Pay close attention. Now is not the time for comfort. Now is not the time to bury your head in the sand, to look away, or to lie to yourself. Now is the time to really say, okay, I'm going for it. Come on, screw it. I'm going for it. Damn, it's uncomfortable. Bam, push through. Yes. And that was my impulse for today. Once again, the invitation to the next live show. You can find the link for free participation here in this podcast description. I am really looking forward to the next time. Now I quickly say goodbye with love. All the best for you. Your sister in spirit, your Linda 2001.